Man, imagine this. It's 2026, flagship phones are getting crazier every year. And here's Asus dropping a beast that feels like they took the soul of a gaming phone, stripped out the RGB lights, and made it actually usable for normal humans. The Zenfone 12 Ultra isn't just big. It's a mind-blowing slab of power that somehow still has a headphone jack in this wild year. But here's the real question that's been eating at me. After all the hype, is this thing still a total game changer, or has the market finally left the Zenfone behind? Stick around, because today I'm spilling everything I found after a full month with it. Alright, let's get into it. If you're new to the Zenfone story, these phones used to be the last true compact flagships. Tiny screens, insane specs, the works. But nope, the world demanded bigger. So here we are with the 12 Ultra, a straight-up giant at 6.8 inches. It's basically the non-gaming version of the ROG Phone 9. Top-tier hardware, without the shoulder triggers. And yeah, I'm obsessed with how they've cleaned it up this year. First off, the design. Dude, this phone just feels premium in a way that doesn't scream, "Look at me." Matte glass back, aluminum frame, super clean lines. Gone are those aggressive ROG-style streaks from the 11 Ultra. Now it's just a subtle Zenfone print in the middle. The camera bump is smaller too, even with that upgraded gimbal inside, which is a win for pocketability. Well, as much as a 220-gram phone can be pocketable. IP68 rating, so it laughs at rain and dust. No fancy button, just a solid power key and volume rocker. But hey, headphone jack is back, baby. In 2026, that's straight up luxury. Colors are fire. Ebony black for the stealth mode. Sage green if you want that earthy vibe, and my personal fave, Sakura white, which is actually the soft pink that catches the light like crazy. In the box, a nice clear case and USB-C cable. But the 65-watt charger? Sold separately. Classic Asus move. Honestly, holding this thing feels solid, not cheap, and it doesn't try too hard to be flashy. But it's not flashy enough when Samsung's throwing curveballs left and right? We'll see. Now the screen, this is where the Zenfone shines, no cap. 6.8-inch Samsung AMOLED, LTPO tech. So it drops to 1 Hz when it's just chilling on the always-on display, then blasts up to 120 Hz for buttery scrolling. And get this, in games, you can push it to 144 Hz through the Game Genie overlay. Resolution's 2400 by 1080, which is plenty sharp, and peak brightness hits 2500 nits. But the real hero number is 2200 nits at 20% APL. That's real-world sunny day stuff. I took this bad boy outside in the brutal Arizona desert heat, and it was crystal clear. Colors? Spot on out of the box, though that typical OLED blue-green tint is there. But you can tweak it in settings, more punchy, more natural, whatever. Fingerprint scanner under the glass is fast and reliable. Only downside? Minimum brightness is a bit high at almost 6 nits, so bedtime reading might need night mode on full blast. Overall, this display is one of the best parts of the phone. No complaints here. Under the hood, it's the Snapdragon 8 Elite. Qualcomm's 3nm monster that's in everything this year, paired with 16 gigs of RAM and 512 gigs of storage in the version I have. This thing flies. Benchmarks? It's solid, but weirdly, it doesn't top the charts like the ROG Phone 9 Pro does. Maybe Asus is holding back for thermals, because this phone stays cool even during marathon Genshin sessions. Real life? Scrolling, multitasking, heavy apps. It's a joy. No lag, no heat spikes. The vapor chamber cooling they put in here is legit. AI stuff is baked in too. Semantic search in settings, been there since last year. Samsung just copied it. Live call translation that kind of works. Photo and blur, magic eraser, it's all there. Some feels like future tech. Some is still a bit gimmicky. But hey, it's 2026. AI is mandatory. This phone handles it without breaking a sweat. Okay, cameras. This is where things get real. Asus went all in on that 6-axis hybrid gimbal stabilizer 4.0. Same as the ROG. And video? Insanely smooth. No shakes. Even if you're running around like a maniac. But photos? Man, I wanted to love them more. 50-megapixel main, 13-megapixel ultra-wide, 32-megapixel 3x tele, 32-megapixel selfie. Specs look good on paper. In practice, exposure is all over the place. Colors feel washed out and cold. Dynamic range isn't great. Highlights blow out. Shadows get crushed. HDR mode leaves these weird ghosting artifacts on moving stuff like birds or cars. Portrait mode fixes skin tone sometimes, but backgrounds can turn your shot pink. It's not terrible, but for a $1,000 phone in 2026, it just doesn't stack up to what Pixel or Vivo are doing. Video's better, warm tones, punchy contrast, but still, that over-sharpening on edges bugs me. If cameras are your main thing, this might be a deal breaker. I kept wishing for one more software update to fix it. Battery though, this is a hero. 5,500 milliamp hour cell, and Asus's optimizations are on point. I was getting 10 to 11 hours of screen on time easy, mix of socials, YouTube, some light gaming. Casual days, 2 full days no problem. Even heavy use, you're looking at a day and a half. Charging, 65 watts wire gets you from 0 to full in about 45 minutes, but no wireless, which is a bummer at this price. Still, in a world where phones are dying by lunch, this thing just lasts. I love it. Software-wise, it's Android 15 out the gate, clean and close to stock with some Asus tweaks. The AI features I mentioned are cool, but the big red flag? Only 2 major OS updates and 4 years of security patches. In 2026, when Google's doing 7 years, that's rough. Asus, come on, step it up. All right, the big one, value. Is this still worth your money in 2026? Let's talk real numbers, pulled from online retailers and marketplaces right now. Brand new, the 16 gigabytes per 512 gigabytes Zenfone 12 Ultra is typically sitting between $1,039 and $1,099 on places like Amazon, B&H, or import sellers, since it's still not officially sold in the US. Asus hasn't brought it stateside yet. That puts it right in the ballpark of other high-end flagships without quite hitting the $1,200 to $1,300 mark that some competitors are asking. But here's where it gets interesting. The used and refurbished market is absolutely loaded right now. On eBay, Swappa, Facebook Marketplace, and even some Reddit threads, you're finding excellent condition units, often with the original box and very low cycle counts, for $750 to $850. I've seen mint ones listed around $780 to $820 with full warranty still intact from the original buyer. That's a massive discount off new. And suddenly you're getting Snapdragon 8 Elite power, that huge battery, headphone jack, and premium build for mid-range flagship money. If you're patient and okay with a lightly used device, or even certified refurbished from a reputable seller, this phone becomes one of the best bang-for-buck flagships available in the US right now. New? It's solid but not screaming deal of the year. Used or refurb? It's borderline unbeatable if cameras aren't your number one priority. So, final verdict. Is a Zenfone 12 Ultra still worth buying in 2026? Look, I really dig this phone. The battery is elite, the screen pops, speakers are loud and fun, that headphone jack is a vibe, and the build is clean. It's like Asus said, what if we made a ROG phone for people who just want a big, capable daily driver? But it feels like more of the same. The camera holds it back. The update promises weak compared to 7-year commitments from Google and Samsung. And in a sea of S26 Ultras, Pixels, and OnePlus Beasts, it doesn't scream must-have. If you can grab a clean, used, or refurbished unit for $750 to $850, hell yes, jump on it. You'll get flagship-level endurance, smooth performance, and that unique Zenfone charm without paying full flagship tax. But if you're buying new at $1,000 plus in cameras or long-term software support matter most to you, there are stronger options out there right now. The Zenfone 12 Ultra is solid, but it's not the one that's going to make you cancel your other plans. What do you think? Team Zenfone or nah? Drop it in the comments. Smash that like if this helped, and subscribe for more no BS reviews. Catch you in the next one. Peace